Pokemon Detective Pikachu is a rather strange film. My initial thoughts when I saw the teaser trailer and the primary trailer was to recoil in fear at the sight of the CGI Pokemon. I feel that the look of the Pokemon in this movie is going to be really divisive. You're either going to be somebody that thinks that the Pokemon look like horrific monstrosities, or that they look how you'd expect them to look if they lived with us on a day-to-day existence. I'm in the former camp in which every Pokemon except for Pikachu, Mewtwo and Bulbasaur look awful. They've clearly put a lot of time into animating these Pokemon. Pikachu has a wide range of facial animations which do make for some good screen caps. However, there are some truly awful looking Pokemon, such as the Lickitung right at the start of the movie for a total of 15 seconds. The first scene of the film shows a secret research laboratory with Mewtwo being held inside of a containment field. The power of the containment shield fails and Mewtwo escapes containment, destroys part of the facility and then destroys a vehicle for, at the time, seemingly no reason. There's a screen transition and it switches to the main protagonist, Tim Goodman, and his friend Jack. Jack is worried that Tim is becoming a bit of a loner and as such encourages him to catch a Pokemon as a friend. Tim is an enjoyably, socially awkward guy that doesn't have any interest in hanging out with people or Pokemon.
And that appealed to me, for whatever reason.
Tim leaves his town to head to Rhyme City, where he encounters Pikachu, Pokemon drugs, a travelling companion, and a few mysteries to solve. Whilst I don't want to go into detail about what these mysterious plot points contain, they do try to have some emotional scenes that they instantly kneecap by revealing something the protagonist is sad about literally 2 minutes after he's found out that the thing he is sad about. There's also some twists and turns during the story, most of them pretty well done, except for the final twist, which I'd be very surprised if you didn't see that coming. Unfortunately, this movie isn't all good though, as there are some glaring plot holes and various other issues with the movie. It being primarily a kids' film, I was told to suspend my disbelief, but I'm too old and crusty for that. There's an actor that plays a news reporter, and her first introduction seems to be a hard-boiled New York detective. Unfortunately, this isn't acted very well and it's kind of cringy, but she does seem to get better later once that angle has been dropped, and she starts acting like a normal reporter, whilst wearing the traditional Pokemon trainer gear that you'd expect. It feels a lot like they recorded that scene first and realised how bad that angle was and dropped it instantly. There's also a lack of Pokemon battles, which is something I really wanted to see more of. There's an underground fighting league, and there's a reason for the lack of poker fights. Rhyme City being a place in which Pokemon and humans live together in harmony, and fighting is frowned upon, but seeing a few fights throughout the movie would have been a point in its favour. There's also some weird implications, such as in one scene, Pikachu starts singing a theme song from the original show, which implies that the show also took place in the same universe in which the Pokemon actually exist, and some random 10-year-old got his own TV show. They keep primarily to the first generation of Pokemon, however there are some newer Pokemon that are in the movie, such as a ninja frog and a turtle with foliage on its back. Jokes are hit and miss, but Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu is actually a fantastic choice that I didn't happen to expect, but it works really well. Pikachu is depicted as a crime-fighting, mystery-solving, caffeine-addicted Pokemon that really loves coffee, suffers from amnesia, and has managed to forget how to use all of his powers except for his quick wit.
And that appealed to me, for whatever reason.
Overall, I feel that the movie is just slightly above average, and I'd probably see it again if I didn't have to pay for a second viewing. Kids and people that grew up with Pokemon when it first started are most likely to get the biggest kick out of this movie.